Yo, what is up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Carlos Harris, and as you can see by the title, it's another one-on-one sit down. I just want to talk to you guys about a couple of things that I would focus on in my 20s. You can take this advice and use it if you want to. I'm not an expert on everything. I'm giving you my life experiences and some of the things I would have changed and not did in my 20s. It's not to say that you can't go out and do these things and still be able to recover later in life, but the first thing I want to talk about is just giving up alcohol. And I know as a 20-year-old and a young adult, that's probably one of the hardest things to do. I 100% commend people who have the self-control to not drink or be in a social setting and feel like they're pressured to drink to have a good time. I found myself in college with a serious drinking habit that I now look back on like, damn, bro, I was drinking and blacking out, not remembering nights. I got a couple of public intoxications and stuff like that. Those are things that were super detrimental to like my 20s. It also did help me realize that I wanted to change my life. So sometimes you do have to go through things to understand, but I'm here to kind of help you avoid that. As my dad says, Hope did this so you don't have to go through that. Basically, I've gone through the experiences and I'm telling you guys firsthand, like, don't make these mistakes. So if you think about alcohol, what really good actually comes from it? It's detrimental to like your health. It's detrimental to like your life decisions. It's detrimental to you making like emotional decisions. There's nothing really good that comes from alcohol. So if you can avoid it, do so. I think a lot of us, again, get caught up in the social aspect and feeling like we have to drink to have a good time. And I've gone out plenty of times now in my later 20s where I haven't had a drink and I've still had a good time. You do have to have some restraint. And this isn't to say that you have to give up drinking for your entire life, because you might want to go out and have a good time and there's nothing wrong with that. But I would say in your 20s to kind of put that on the side, put it on the back burner. It doesn't need to be something that's always every single weekend that you want to focus on turning up and doing this, that, and the other. Take the weekends to focus on the shit that you want to do later in life, because your 20s are setting you up for the rest of your life. It's not to say like in your 30s and stuff that you can't catch up, but it's a lot easier in your 20s because you have the energy, the time, it's less risk and all of that stuff. So alcohol is something that I would definitely give up in my 20s. If I had to go back and do it again, I would definitely let that part of my life go, because it was just really detrimental in a lot of aspects that I would definitely just go back and redo. Another thing that I would focus on is building credit. Credit is super important. I don't think a lot of people talk about this, especially in like Black households. I can't speak for other households. I was fortunate enough that my dad taught me about credit, growing up. Did I heed and use that advice? Hell no, as any 20-year-old wouldn't anyways, but he told me about credit and he warned me about like getting a credit card and stuff like that. But credit is really important. And if you have a credit card, for example, like me, I went and got a credit card at Bank of America. The bank teller told me, it's a $500 limit on here. Just go out and use it on gas, groceries and stuff like that. And as a 20-year-old, who is thinking about actually using a credit card on gas and groceries? I am thinking about getting a credit card that is going to go get me clothes, as I went and got, and all the other stuff that I want to do in life. So when you have a credit card, focus on actually making those payments on time. Don't pay the minimum. If you're going to pay the minimum, you're going to be in debt the rest of your life. I'm just going to tell you that right now. And I'm no credit expert, but if you're paying the minimum, you're going to collect the interest and stuff over time, and it's just not going to really work out in your favor. So don't utilize 95% of your credit card every single month and think that your credit score is going to increase. The whole point is showing like responsibility. Pay your credit cards down to about 20-30%, and then pay that balance down each time that you have a little bit of extra cash sitting over. But don't spend beyond your means, and don't put yourself in shitty situations like I did. I let a friend move in with me when I was in college. He said he was going to pay a specific part of the rent. Only my name was on the lease, so I was responsible. He went out, didn't pay that side of the rent, and of course, being in my 20s, I went out and spent the money and didn't really put it back for a rainy day. So I found myself trying to catch up on rent, got a bad rental history and stuff like that. So your credit is really important, and it's something that I feel like you should focus on in your 20s to make sure that you're set up for later parts of your life, because the last thing you want is to not be able to go get things like an apartment, a car, or getting a loan if you need a loan. So focusing on credit is something that I would definitely focus on in my 20s. And if I could go back and do it again, I would not get that $500 credit card, because I ended up getting like closed out in a couple other credit cards I got. But yeah, that's something I would definitely focus on in my 20s. Another thing I would focus on in my 20s is taking risk. And that's exactly what I did. I took a lot of risk. I explored a lot of different things, and I made sure that I tried enough things to figure out what I actually wanted to do in life. I feel like a lot of people kind of settle for a degree or whatever it is, and then they go out and they get that degree, and then they don't actually go use it. So for me, your 20s is for taking risk. You don't have that much responsibility. You don't have kids, hopefully, but in the day and age that we live in, there's a lot of people that do have kids, but you have a lot less, I guess, responsibilities when it comes to things. So in your 20s, take that time to go out and explore. Get outside of your hometown. Go move somewhere else. Get outside of your comfort zone. Challenge yourself to go meet new people, experience new cultures, do those type of things, and figure out what you actually want to do. It's just like when you're a kid and your parents put you in different types of sports, put you in basketball, put you in soccer, boxing, karate, whatever it is, and then they slowly figure out like, okay, Carlos sucks at karate, and Carlos is good at basketball, and he's good at football. So we're going to keep him in these sports. And then you ultimately get into that. You start enjoying it and building up confidence and becoming better at it. It's just like a career path. I chose like to go out and do like football and stuff first. That didn't work out. But then I started exploring like photography and marketing and all these other things that were creative that made me feel fulfilled at the end of the day. And that's because I went out and explored different things. I tried, working a regular job, being a server or being a valet, figured out that authority just really wasn't for me. So if I was going to take my life into my own hands, I needed to be an entrepreneur. I needed to figure out how to go make my own money. But the only way that I was able to do that was I took risk. I explored new ideas. I tried a whole bunch of different things because I had the time, I had the energy to go do that. So in your 20s, go out there and take risk. Explore different things. You might suck at some of it, and then you'll figure out like, yo, bro, it's not for me. Move on to the next thing. But the thing that you don't want to do is limit yourself to thinking that like, okay, I'm only going to try one thing, and this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. That's how you end up with a job that you hate, and that's not the way life is supposed to be. So keep that in mind in your 20s. And even, right now in life, it's just a lot easier in your 20s to be able to go do those things and take those risks and explore different things that you want to do in life. Here's an important one. Let go of pointless women or a pointless partner in period, because I know I'm speaking to a male and female audience. Let go of pointless partners. Like if they're not serving you and actually pouring into your life to make you a better person or helping you progress in the areas that you lack in, let them go. Because do not waste your 20s sitting there going back and forth with people who are not adding things to your life and are just bringing you down. If that person is only bringing you sex and that's the only thing that you're actually getting from that you're fulfilled from, and the rest of it is misery, you're holding on to something that serves you no purpose later in life. Now, if you found someone that is pouring into you, helping you fix your flaws, you're also helping them build as well, and you guys are building something together, then kudos to you. It is extremely hard to find that at a young age. I've seen it rarely happen between a couple of my friends who were in high school sweethearts, became married and all that great stuff. But let go of pointless relationships. And that comes with friendships too. Don't hang on to toxic ass friendships because they're only going to just bring you down. You're going to be going back and forth with people that are supposed to be helping you build, and all these people want to drag you out to either go party instead of staying in and talking about, oh, let's go out and do this, let's invest, let's do that. If you have toxic relationships, let them go. And that gets in the family too. I could go on and on just about toxic relationships, but be mindful of who you're around. And that's another video that I'm gonna make about who you surround yourself with. But be mindful of who you're around in your 20s and don't give energy to pointless relationships. It makes no sense for you to continuously pour into other people that are not pouring into you. So make those wise decisions and really sit down and build and forge friendships that will last forever, not just friendships for seasons, friendships for reasons for you to become a better person. So that's something I would definitely focus on, is letting the pointless relationships go, whether it's men, women, whatever it is. Go out and focus on the things you need to focus on. Another important one, save your money. Please save your money. I know we live in an age now where saving money is not really a thing because everyone wants to keep up with the Joneses and keep up this image. I found myself in that situation in college to where I spent a lot more than I should. And even when I first started working for myself, I spent a lot more than I should have because I wanted to, I guess, keep up an image or keep this, I guess, social status that I felt like I needed to be in, which it really makes no sense because you should only buy the things that you enjoy. Do not buy things to satisfy other people because at the end of the day, you're never going to satisfy yourself. So just think about saving your money. The thing that I put into place in my early 20s was saving 20% and then raising that by 5% each year to go ahead and stack up my savings, because every paycheck I would save 20% and it would be put in a savings to where if a rainy day came, transmission went out, anything like that, I was able to actually take care of those things. So focus on saving your money. If you don't have to go out, don't go out. If you don't have to eat out, don't eat out. Cook at home. I know those things take a lot of discipline because it's so easy to just go out, grab Chipotle, whatever it is, and not be able to go home and cook because it takes too much time. You can always do these things. You just really have to focus on them, whether it's meal prepping or something like that. But save your fucking money. Please save it. You will do yourself a very, very, justice. I guess I was about to say injustice. You will do yourself justice by saving money in your 20s because it will ultimately set you up for the rest of your life. So take the time. There's a thing on Chase where you can literally set up like an auto savings. Anytime anything's deposited, you can have money sitting in there and then it'll accumulate over time to the goal that you want to hit. And the last thing I want to talk about is staying on top of your health. I know health is something that you should stay on top of your entire life, but I believe in your 20s, it's easier for you to get in shape and form those routines and habits that'll carry over into the rest of your life. So keep that in mind whenever you're just going out eating fast food and stuff like that. Cook at home. And honestly, it saves you money as one of the things that I talked about, and you'll be able to stay on top of things. I'm not gonna push being vegan on you because I was vegan for 2 years. I felt good, but I also had deficiencies in different areas like B12, iron, and things like that. It's not the consumption of meat that's bad. It's the overconsumption of the processed shit that we have here in America. And I can only speak for Americans. That is really detrimental to our health. But just find a healthy balance of going to the gym, moving your body, just getting some constant movement for yourself. It doesn't have to be anything like high intensity. You don't have to be doing all this crazy ass training. Just making sure that you're getting up 4 to 5 times a week and spend 30 minutes a day going to the gym. You can go for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever you want to do, but at least take 30 minutes for yourself to focus on your health because it'll carry over with your habits into the later parts of your life. So those are the things that I would focus on in my 20s personally. There might be a couple of things that I missed out for you guys, but if you guys would focus on something in your 20s, if you're somewhere older or someone that you're in your 20s right now that you want to focus on things, drop a comment below. Let me know about those things. And hopefully these videos and one-on-one conversations of just experiences that I've had in my life help you guys stay on track and avoid mistakes that I made and go out and be a successful person. Whatever success is to you, that's all that matters. If you want to be the CEO of a company, go be the CEO. If you want to be the best esthetician, go be the best esthetician. Whatever success is to you, let that be your driving force to let go of the things that you need to let go of in your 20s to go do that. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.